Right, so I've seen this question get asked time and time again in the Facebook group and just like questions on my YouTube channel saying, hey Tristan, which store should I, or like which niche should I create my store around? Like which niche is profitable? So my answer to this is don't ever start off with a niche store, right? So the reason for that is because if you start off with a niche store, all your product testing will be confined to that single niche, right? So you can only pick products within that niche to test. So when you're testing products, you don't want to be confined by a single niche. And this is why I recommend that you set up one general store. So I know in that one of my YouTube videos, I originally said that you should start off with one general store, and then when you find a winner, you should build a niche store around that. You can do that, but now I actually would recommend just to run on that one single store, because I've gone over in my previous videos in this course how you can segment your product data using Trackify. So you don't really need to have separate niche stores. The advantage of having a niche store is that the conversion rates are going to be higher and you can build a brand around. So I definitely think at some point it is good to branch off into a niche store. But if you've got like one or two winners, keep your general store, right? So right now in my arsenal, I have one general store and I have two other niche stores. And honestly, having those two other niche stores, it adds like more layers of complexity, right? Because I've got to have different VA teams on those stores. I've got to have different ad accounts to run traffic to. I've got to send out different emails. Like it just adds a whole nother layer of complexity. So you only really need one general store. In terms of like the theme, so I've got a whole video on YouTube. The title of the video is called Why 90% of Dropshippers Fail. And that video goes really into depth on how to set up a high converting Shopify store. So I recommend going and having a look at that. But in saying that, in that video, I don't recommend any themes, right? So in this video, I do, right? So I use shoptimized theme on all of my stores. And there's a few reasons I do this. The first is because that it has lots of scarcity features built into the theme. So you don't have to pay additional fees for running Shopify apps that run on recurring subscriptions and charge you money. So that a lot of those scarcity apps are built into the theme. You don't have to pay for them. The second is fast load time. And the third is that the creator of the theme really knows about conversion, right? The conversion funnel, meaning the product, the add to cart, and the purchase is dialed in, right? He's done a lot of testing with it and it works really, really well. I've tested a bunch of themes and Shoptimized always converts the highest. I have a link to purchase the Shoptimized theme in the description of this video. So I definitely recommend going with the Shoptimized theme, a paid theme. If you're broke and you can't afford Shoptimized, I think it's about 120 USD. But if you can't afford that right now, I'd recommend going with Brooklyn, which is a free theme. But the thing is that Shoptimized will actually save you money in the long run because, again, you don't have to pay for those recurring subscriptions to apps, right? So like countdown timers and free shipping bars and the social proof box that comes up. So in terms of what Shoptimized should look like, so my girlfriend actually went ahead and started to create a dropshipping store, but then got busy with some other projects. But I helped her set up the store and what it should look like. And I'll show you. And so I had a bit of a say in what I recommend the store looking like. So this is how I recommend you set up the store, right? So this is her shop, creativecandy.com. So you can see up here the domain name is sort of branded, right? So Creative Candy, it sort of like resonates with a shop that would sell like a branded bunch of products. So you want a shop, you need a URL up here. You need like a domain name to purchase. And you need to make it like, trending items or like viral products or Creative Candy, any sort of like branded name like that. Don't call your store like Huge Bargains or MassiveDiscounts.com or something like that, because you are trying to build a brand around your general store. So here, this is what I recommend you put on your banner image, right? So she made this in Canva. It's a free like online drawing editing tool. So she made this on Canva, and she used a free vector background. Be really, really careful. Don't go and take images straight off of Google, right? Always make sure that you use royalty-free photos and stock-free photos when you're like having banners on your store and stuff. So make sure you have a license to use them on your store. You don't want to get in legal trouble for using copyrighted images. What you should do is you should have this banner image saying 50% off sale, right? So when people come here, they think that all the products are 50% off, and that's usually what I do with my stores, right? So I don't think she's done it here, but if we go to products, right, so she hasn't priced the products here, but I would have, like, say for these socks, if they were $12, I would price them, the strikeout price, at $24, right? And I would do that for every single product. So it looks like every single item is on sale. So this is a really good scarcity tactic that I use, right? So I have a big banner here saying 50% off sale, and all the products in the store will be 50% off. But they won't actually be 50% off. It's just a scarcity tactic. But this is how you really should set out your product stores. So we've got a green add to cart button here. So this quantity remaining bar is built in with Shoptimized that you can use. You can also have a countdown timer below this, which is built into the theme. And then here, she hasn't filled in the product descriptions, but you have separate tabs for everything here. And she hasn't really filled any of these in yet, but I recommend going and fill these out. And then the other cool thing about Shoptimized is it has related products here that you can quickly buy, right? So this is a really cool feature to increase your average order value. So this phone number isn't real as well. I wouldn't recommend putting a phone number up there if it's not an actual real number. And we've got our FAQ and About Us page up here.